What up, y'all? It's your man, ES the Herman Star, back again with another video, and I'm here to do the reading for the week of June 30th to July 6th for the sign of Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. What's going on, Sagittarius? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your summer so far has been really nice, you know. It's raining over here right now, but so far, weather-wise, it's been a joy over here. Still don't like where the fuck I live, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but summer has been cool. I mean, and you know, rain is expected in the summer, you know. So maybe that's a little message for you. Rain is expected in the summer, but do not let that ruin your summer. Yeah, definitely don't let it ruin your summer from what I'm seeing here. But yeah, we're going to start with the tarot, of course, and then the oracle, of course, afterwards. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find that in the description box below. You also find a link to my podcast down there as well. Trying to make it, as weekly as possible. But yeah, go there. I talk about spirituality, life, personal development, messages, just downloads that I get goes right there. So if you are interested in hearing stuff like that, go subscribe to the podcast once again. All right. Appreciate you. We start with the Hierophant in reverse. My favorite card in general in the whole tarot deck, whether it's reverse or upright. Now, when it's in this energy here, this is someone who is open-minded, who can be open-minded to, new ideas, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing, essentially. And I feel like if this is a situation where you are in a marriage to some sort or a partnership, a family dynamic-ish, it is going to benefit you to be in this mindset and not be so stubborn. I'm just going to keep it a buck because I feel as though you have the chance of losing or, there's a possibility of losing, your partner or your family if you are, in a stubborn state, right? Now, people say the Hierophant when, they're upright is someone who is stubborn. I wouldn't call it stubborn. Maybe in this situation here, I am inclined to say that, but this is someone who just knows exactly who they are, what their code of ethic is, and they follow that. Maybe that's a healthy stubbornness, but when I think of stubbornness, I think of someone who's doesn't want to make changes because they didn't think of said change, right? Or they feel as though it's an inconvenience to them and therefore they don't want the thing to change because it's an inconvenience to them. So when I think of someone, again, they're selfish they're stubborn because they're selfish. They're not necessarily thinking about other people, right? It's just them, right? I don't want this, so no one else can have it because I don't want it, right? So I don't associate that with the Hierophant, whether the Hierophant is in reverse or upright at all. But that's me, right? Nonetheless, the reason why I say being in that reverse Hierophant is great energy is because you have the 10 of Cups here in reverse. This is a broken home, separation. Let's just say, for legal terms, a divorce. Again, if you're married. And I'm not saying totally, because I wouldn't give you that advice. Even if your last card, if I can pick them up, the last card, the Temperance. Even if this didn't show up, this is great to see after this especially, and it goes to what I was saying with the Hierophant in reverse. Even if this didn't show up, I would still tell you, have a balance between your desires and the desires of your partner. But it just seemed as though there's a Sagittarius out there who, what's causing this energy here is because you are being selfish. You are being stubborn in a way of not changing things or not being open to listening to your partner on why Maybe, they want things to be a little different. Again, I'm not saying totally give up who you are or give up something just to appease somebody else, because they too should be understanding that you, Sagittarius, that you have your way of doing things or thinking or whatever it is. And if they're going to be with you, or if they got with you in the first place, that should have been something they were okay with. If they weren't okay with it, they shouldn't have got with you in the first place. They shouldn't have, all these, I'm just throwing out a number because you have 10 of cups. 10 years, right? If y'all been together for 10 years, they knew you were like that 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2, 8 years ago. Nonetheless, they knew these things about you. And if they didn't want this aspect about you to be the same, they should have left. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But they stuck around, so they can't really be upset with you for having, a certain mindset, or again, whatever, whatever the thing is that they don't want, that they might disagree with you on, right? It could be, I'm just going to use a light example, right? Or at least a light example I believe is maybe it's a dietary thing where, they're vegan, but you're not. And y'all been together for, again, let's just say 10 years. And, when when you're eating, you obviously are eating food that a vegan would not eat, right? But it took them, like, they knew that about you 10 years ago, and yet they still stuck with you. But now they're making it seem as though, it's something that it's worth leaving you for. Now, again, they deserve to be happy just as much as you deserve to be happy. And if they want to be with a partner who shares that same ideology with them, whether it's a dietary ideology or some other type of ideology, if they want to be with somebody who shares that, they should be with somebody who shares that. You should be with somebody who either shares your ideology or is going to accept that you may have a different ideology with whatever, diet or whatever, right? And again, them staying with you for how many years or so y'all have been together is them saying that they're okay with it. So bring in some energy of, well, now I'm not okay with it. Yeah, I don't understand, mine's changed, but you knew this, again, 10 years ago, or X amount of time ago, right? I'm not blaming them for this situation. I'm not saying they should be forced to stay, because in all honesty, Sagittarius, if someone doesn't want to be with you, or just you meaning you as a Sagittarius, or you meaning a cross watcher, right? You meaning a Virgo, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the case is, you shouldn't force people to want to stay with you if they don't want to stay with you, no matter how long y'all been together. That's my thing. Like, I know it's gonna hurt. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? I've been on both ends. I've been on the end of where it's like, yeah, we've been together for X amount of long time, but I don't want to be with you and I'm not going to stay here. I've also been on the end, not too often, probably just like once, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody trying to leave me, but nah, for real. But like, I've been there once, for real, it has been like once where it's like we've been together and girl didn't want to stay. It was like, yeah, I don't want to be here now. Again, it hurts. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I just took it as a man. But I understood that there's nothing I can do that's going to make her want to stay. She want to go. Let her go. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but I would rather deal with this pain now than to be with somebody who don't want to be with me, and then deal with the pain of that when they go around, they cheat, or they go around and disrespect me, or there's animosity there, and again, because I've been on the other side of being forced to stay with somebody that I didn't want to be with, right? Or felt like I was forced to stay with somebody that I didn't want to be with. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good, you know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing that they could do that made me want to stay, right? It is what it is. It's over with. I don't know why you're so desperate to keep me. Be with someone that's going to want to be in this situation here with you, because I don't, right? Same with the other individuals, the time that I dealt with that. But with that temperance, though, I went on a slight tangent with you, Sagittarius. My bad. You're not eating one of my, like, signs or whatever, so I usually do that with the signs. So anyways, with that temperance, it does show, like, you being open to, again, that change to keep your partner, right? Having that balance of doing things your way, but also doing things their way as well. This is kind of like a double confirmation. Well, at least this serves as the double confirmation to the Hierophant in reverse, that there is an open mind here on your part in order to keep this alive, which, you know, I think it's commendable. You know, I think it's commendable that you are willing to do these things and have that compromise with your partner. Real talk. I'm not being facetious or anything. Like, I really do think that it's commendable for you to be in that energy. Other tarot readers, especially the whole dramatic ones, be like, no, you're perfect, and they got a problem with you, and blah, 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 blah. I ain't going, nah, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I went on a tangent that may have sounded that way, but what I was saying was, listen, Sagittarius partner, if you happen to be watching this, you know what I'm saying? Like, why make a fuss about whatever, again, ideological difference that you might have? Why make a fuss now when you knew about that, again, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, however many long ago? It wasn't a problem then. And if it was a problem then, you didn't express that then where you should have made, you know, express that. You know? Now, if they did, Sagittarius, be honest. If they did and you just didn't listen, or you just shoot them off, and now it got to the point where now you want to be open-minded because they were like, I'm leaving. Or they express like, you know, they are going to leave if you don't make said changes. Be honest and say, yeah, I was selfish. I was stubborn. But then I realized I could lose them if I don't, you know, at least, you know, make a change that's going to, you know, satisfy them, but also satisfy myself as well. So that's what I have for you as far as the tarot goes. We're about to get into the oracle now, but before I choose a card or cards, I would like to please remind you to hit that like if you haven't hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. If you would like a personal read, you're able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find that in the description box below, as well as the link to my podcast. Once again, downloads, spiritual downloads, and things of that nature. That's where all the talks go. So if you're into that, or if you're into when I do that, go subscribe. All right. So your card for today is Gate of Opportunities. Pretty card too. I like it. Pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. When I say this, you know, you could take it however you want to take it. You could do whatever you want. I don't see, you know, the universe telling you, hey, Sagittarius, run away, be for the streets. What I see is if you open up your mind, again, to the changes that your partner may want you to make, right? You know, there's a lot of opportunity for growth here. Not just for you, but potentially your family dynamic here, your relationship. To me, that's a good thing. So, yeah. That's what I have for you today. If you got anything of value from this read, once again, please hit that like, comment, share, subscribe. If you would like a personal read, shoot me an email. Find that in the description box below, as well as my podcast, once again, where I talk about spiritual downloads that I get from time to time, spirituality, personal development, all that good stuff over there. All right. I want to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.